So hi, I have to record this while I'm laughing at this, right? So I feel it is relevant that the Two of Cups is in there as well, and let's put the passionate Knight of Wands beside I'm coming to get you, mate of mine. So obviously this was, oh, wait a minute, did I put that one up? I did, eh? Yeah, that was at the end of one of the other ones. Yeah, so the funniest thing just happened. So I've been waiting on acquiring a running machine, and it looks like a bloody good one as well, guys. From my dad's pal for like months. My goal was to have lost at least a stone, if not more, by my birthday. Now, my birthday was Thursday and it's now Monday, guys, and that didn't happen, obviously. So, the plan's a bit delayed, but it's still going to happen. 2 stone, really, actually, I want to lose, but anyway, whatever. A stone I'll be happy with for a start. So, oh, and then this was cards I pulled recently. I don't know, a couple of days ago or something, so it could still be true for other people. Oh, wait a minute, my name's Claire. Everything I do is channeling, clearing, healing energy. It means the way that I start every video is going to have meaning. So something's happening. Quick, fast, passionate, true love. Someone's coming in passionate and they're saying, I'm coming to get you and make you mine. The reason why I'm laughing is because, well, this chaser's now becoming a runner. Do you know what I mean? And by the way, I've never resonated with the word chaser because I did not chase mine. I contacted him when I was guided for good reason, and only when it was good reasons, like when I felt he needed it or when I wanted to wish him a happy birthday, even knowing I wasn't going to get a reply, all these kind of things. It was 144. So I do not consider myself, well, a chaser in that way, but I was a chaser energetically in the way of, like, well, just the fact I read about twin flame journey every day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like for the past 10 years. So, but that's my calling. But like I've been saying more recently, like when I stopped watching other people's twin flame stuff as regularly as what I had been for years on end, that was a huge sign of me that I was coming into inner union. Now, it doesn't mean that I never watch other people's if I feel a strong pull to, but yeah, just the last wee while there, like really just no interest at all. So I've shared a lot about that anyway, but I do feel because of that, if you're at a similar kind of place, there is honest communication. Expect a heart-to-heart conversation. So there is heart-to-heart conversations come in, passionate about true love. As I called one of the shorts, somebody isn't fucking about. Creation, visions, messages, dissolve the veil, bliss, and dreams. Oh shit! I just realised that that's like the same cards that I pulled cards last night that I've shared for everyone because they were so powerful. Because it was basically about old timelines collapsing and birthing the new earth, which is the meditation I was given by God and my guides years and years and years ago, which I've been saying to myself every day, and then I shared it with other people, and I've shared it in public as well. And it's making a difference. It's manifesting, and it's but yeah, dissolve the veil. That's not even the same card. So it's like the veil has been lifted with the Scorpio full moon because that's what it always does. But I mean, to be fair, like the Scorpio full moon every year, it doesn't mean, oh, the veil's lifted and the divine masculines know who the divine feminine is. Sometimes it's just other things that happen, like other kinds of fuckery in your life, divine feminine, divine masculine comes to light, and it's not that. But I do feel this time round I got drawn at 333 Ascended Masters, God, the guys, it's like they're making sure that the divine masculines know who their true love is and that they do something about it before it's too late. So expect honest communication. The lessons I learned from us will never be forgotten. I'll shuffle these now because these were just sitting here. So I'll pause this, but I wanted to record that because I thought, oh wait a minute. So that was the Feminine's card, and like I said, I pulled these a few days ago, but they're all timeless. Doesn't matter. Heart of Ascension is what the masculine got. Expansion, love for all, playfulness, release the past. So masculines, you're being guided to release the past, release your past self. Obviously, nobody's going to do that if they're not ready to, but when the masculine reaches this point, they're ready to release their past. They're ready to release their past, basically. Their soul's expansion, and it's love for, like, this. It's just this huge heart awakening. I feel this is just, like, if you're this masculine, it could literally change you overnight. Like, you could be somebody that wasn't good about talking about your feelings, and now it's like you're not going to be able to shut up about how much love you're feeling, in general. Like, I don't know, something like that. And yeah, they're just pulling me that again because you're waking up. Like, it's like real Christ consciousness energy that's coming in here. Like, it's like, but it's the true love of the twin flame that is awakening this. So well done to the feminines that have basically woke their masculines up. And oh yeah, so I may as well just show you what I mean about, these were the other cards. But the biggest thing is, just to reiterate, I just find that hilarious, that the day my running machine gets delivered is the day before the full moon. I actually thought it was going to come literally tomorrow, the day before the full moon in Scorpio. So actually, it's bad timing for me to exercise. I'm no exercising till, I'm no stepping on that thing till at least Thursday. Okay, maybe Thursday. I meant to say Wednesday, so maybe it's Thursday. But you know, when I'm in the part of my chart where it's about working out and everything like that. But then I'm getting on that thing every day. But it's just hilarious that I'm now the runner. Quite literally though. But yeah. So wait a minute, what order was this in? So again, this was just, oh, that's not even the order. That annoys me. It was that. It was that. There we go. So for the feminine last night, I pulled, no, it was a masculine. This is for the masculine, but this is your feminine's masculine side too, you know what I mean? Old timelines collapsing, insights, higher self-embodiment, expression. The masculine stepping into their higher self, basically. Stillness amidst turmoil, feel emotional integration. Some masculines are going through this huge spiritual awakening right now, and so they're being guided to stay very still at the Scorpio full moon while they transmute, you know, turn that pain into power, empowerment, be the alchemist, rise like the phoenix, all these things that I say all the time because I'm Scorpio rising, but that is what Scorpio full moon is about. Also, I do feel another sort of, you know, synchronicity could be one of you is a fire sign, one of you is a water sign. It reminds me of that beautiful little kids film, but it's totally for adults to do, Elementals, because that made me cry when I watched it, because it's about, you know, this could particularly speak to you if there's some kind of taboo thing like Romeo and Juliet keeping you apart, like, you know, you're not meant to be with each other for some kind of reason, because like in that it's because they're fire and water, but it all works out, guys. So release control, divine will, oceanic consciousness. The masculine's been guided to go with the flow as the Pleiadians support the rising to Pleiadian frequencies, a sacred, but of the sacred bond, like basically the 144,000 true twin flames are coming into union. Again, it's not all of them on the same day, all at the same time, but it's a very important wave of twin flames are coming into union when this happens. Sacred bond, healing clear space for higher energies. Funny wee synchronicity, I had to clear space in my living room for the running machine, so even that, and I've been clearing space. I clear space all the time because that's what I am. I'm a shaman, so I'm always clearing space, but for others and myself, but it's like I've really been decluttering and tidying and everything like that. So, but yeah, and also, by the way, when I said that, you know, all twin flames have important missions, but it's like, this is like what I wrote in the community tab. It's like, because like I said, it just, it's, there's no other way to say this without sounding like I'm throwing shade or being bitched, that it's shadow work. It's just telling the truth. I keep catching people, whether it was years ago or more recently, I keep catching people passing comment on, you know, just, I said this before and it keeps coming out the same way, so it's God speaking through me about people should really not judge the twin flames that have been in separation for like 10, 15, 20 years. These are the people that should get the utmost respect for, especially if they're teaching about twin flames. Like, so yes, I am one of them as well, but there's a lot more than me. And actually, I happen to feel people that have been in huge separations, like longer than the one that I have, I feel a lot of them are quite quiet and they've actually held back how much wisdom they've got. So, you know, like if anybody that does do the same as me out there on the twin flame journey, you know, just I hope that I can teach people to be, like I said, there's no other way to say this, but less ignorant when passing comment on that, because I keep being led to, like, again, like I said, amazing people, but they pass comment on, you know, just insinuating that it's like you've not caught the memo about how to come into inner union or balance properly. You know, and once you love yourself, your twin flame turns up at the door kind of thing. I'm kind of exaggerating, but it's not quite like that. It's a very fine balance, and some of us have had very unique, specific challenges thrown our way. More than just your twin flame going off with a karmic partner. Let me tell you, it's really challenging, painful situations to see if you can overcome it, to see if you can have a heart-to-heart conversation and actually see the bigger picture that you came here to birth the new earth. So it gets ugly, painful, because that's what Scorpio full moon's about. And after the past, you know, when you release the past, this sacred bond can rise and you can birth the new earth. That's powerful. Self-healing Ruby Ray, yeah, birthing the new earth. Look at the timing of that. That's because God's speaking through me. Also, look, homing in on my well, I was going to say scar, but my cut that's, you know, like I said, it was quite, the first cut is the deepest. That's what just came to mind. So again, that actually is now reminding me these messages come really strong. Let's try and slow down a bit. Could be getting messages from loved ones of spirit this time because the veil is really full moon. I meant to say thin, and there's been a lot about no veil. Aye, so the veil's like non-existent actually. A Scorpio full moon because it's death. It's great for mediumship. You know, I'm a medium as well. But if anyone else is interested in all this, you know, really look out for the signs from your loved ones. You might not even need to look out because it'll be that obvious. Like I said, I always get amazing signs every day to do my own personal twin flame journey, but it was like I barely fucking open my eyes and I'm having a coffee. The film I'm watching has variation of his name in it, and then what else happened? Oh yeah, and then I actually was half asleep watching a reading and similar synchronicity, but actually throughout, like mentioning significant things, and I was like, oh god. And so I do feel lots of you could be having times like that too, but yeah, there's no veils, and I just said that too. That's what Scorpio energy is, because it's God speaking through me. This is basically about, this is two things. This is basically, one of the shorts said about spirit babies, which a lot of people don't understand this, but that's like, yeah, that could be children's souls that are yet to incarnate, if that's even something that you both want. And if you're true twin flames, you would both want the same thing, so don't worry about any of that. If that's not for you, it's not for you, but it's in divine timing. But this is actually about, like, you were that very psychic child, and this was the divine feminine's cards. No veil, psychic, different, cosmic inspiration, light, and it's basically about the divine feminines that have had to be the way shore and really stand out and be different, and elephants are about obstacles, like, and keep being yourself, like, with confidence, because this masculine needed you to shine your light so that they can eventually step into doing it too. Presence, pineal activation, relax, let go. All the messages coming through today in the shorts is about relax. Like, you've done the work, divine feminine, just relax and receive. As the old timelines collapse. Wow, really intense messages. So, and I didn't realise I was going to share those cards on this one, but it was just because I just found, oh, what was it my dad said? That's why I wanted to remember. So, when my dad and his pal were showing me how to work it, I knew it'd be pretty straightforward. I was like, fucking hell, that's a bit fast, right? Because they put it really fast, and my dad went, you'll need a crash helmet. It's going that fast. And I thought instantly, my dad doesn't even realise he's been used as a divine channel there like that. I feel that's talking about, like, how fast some divine masculines are going to, like, they've been running away that fast, but they're going to be fucking running right to you that fast with passion. So it's just about, yeah, look, and that's how happy, the happiest card in the deck. But it's just about, and they didn't waste any time getting their kit off, did they? But it's kind of like, it's just about, you know, you don't need to go that fast with passion. It's actually strongly advised that you don't. But you can let me know how that goes, guys, when you get to that bit. But seriously, it's because Kundalini energy is something you don't fuck about with, and when the masculine Kundalini energy gets activated like that, it's very common, because I've helped so many people with this, like, and listened to so many crazy stories. It's very common that a masculine actually would rush to you, but it wouldn't be sitting down chatting. It would be rushing to you with their wand, if you know what I'm saying. And if your masculine's a feminine, we'll just use your common sense. They've not got a wand, but it's kind of like just very passionate, and it would be all go, go, go. But that's not always going to be the best thing for you if you're divine feminine. So just be aware of that. You know, that's where you have to have boundaries. But again, divine mistakes, you have to sometimes make the mistakes to learn the lessons, both of you. So what else have we got for this one? Oh, habits. I don't know if we'll ever change. So this feminine, at one point you felt you could, you know what, I actually feel, this is not where all feminines are, but I feel that some of you could feel like all of this excitement's never going to come your way, and like feeling a bit hopeless, because Scorpio full moon is pain, and yeah, and you're meant to transmute that pain into empowerment for yourself and others. But again, we all have our moments. But look what I just looked down at when I said empowerment, and it's quite funny because I sound really my strength today, don't I? But it's like, honestly, if you knew where all this energy hits in my chart, like, I'm kind of amazed at myself, but I'm always humble, because I feel basically when I get the messages out that I meant to film today, that I can release for you tomorrow on the actual full moon, I'll probably be in my bed, I just looked at 1444, guided to relax, like all these cards that are coming through, and just, you know, really protect my energy. And I would advise you to do the same, because that is part of birthing the new year. Oh my God. I've not seen that this year. When did I think I started filming the weekly New Earth messages October, November or something last year. And when I got this deck, this came out. So we might need to, I'm going to watch that. The messages in that were pretty amazing. That energy could be pertaining to some people for now. Because, oh my God, this is quite crazy, especially because it says conjunction, and that's what Uranus conjunct Jupiter in Taurus, that's what is happening right now. 3 and 6 is 9, 9 is endings. Like, yeah, this is definitely like some twin flame, ancient, divine, sacred unions coming in. Like I said, it's not everyone, and it still might be timeless, but it is just, there's something that's quite powerful. So they just guided my eyes down it. And it's just, I'm saying, because I don't even know where the rest of them are. So I need to find them. But that's pretty powerful. Where's this masculine at? So they did actually tell me that before I came on, because it's not where I'm at. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the thing is, I've moved through that earlier. Like, this is what I said, like, and I don't mean like, oh, ages ago, I mean like quite recently, like defeatist kind of energy. And my defeatist is different from other people's, because my whole thing is, my favourite word is hope. I've never ever given hope. I've never given up hope that my twin flame would awaken and remember basically what we're here for, to be in love and to spread that true, genuine energy, healing energy. Because just simply by, you know, that playful caring, like loving each other, unconditional love, it can send out a lot of healing in the world, which is why so many people try to stop it. They're pulling me to transformation as well. Archangel Zadkiel, thank you Zadkiel for supporting me to transform my past challenges. There's a lot of past challenges that you've had to move through. This person's counting their blessings, being grateful. I can't bother bending over to get that though. What's that? How teachable are you? Yeah, it was all about the lessons. It was all about, are you going to learn the lessons, or are you going to keep making the same mistakes, karmic cycles? But, right, where's it? So basically that's what I'm saying. They were saying something to me about it. It's like, if you are not feeling so great right now, you're going through your own rebirth, right? And I've went through that, but you have to go through it time and time again. I'm not talking about dark night of soul. The divine masculines are in the dark night of soul. Divine feminines, you're not in the dark night of soul, unless you're like brand new to the twin flame journey. And that doesn't tend to be who I attract, but you can let me know if that's the case. You've just woke up and all that. But it's like a time of fear, overthinking, thinking the worst. And like I've said before, I just keep it real. Some of the things that you know, I think that's the worst part about it, is some of it's catastrophizing, and some of it, the worst part about being a clairvoyant or a seer, is you can get hits that are things that you don't logically know, but you're getting insight about. But like I was saying, even with that, you're better just to, you know, just hold judgment until you find out the actual truth, because the devil can go for your mind and have you overthink it. Sometimes you can be thinking something really bad's about to happen, and actually it's something really great. So expect a miracle. What's the worst that can happen? You know what I mean? Expect a miracle. If you expect the bad things to happen, they're going to happen. That's why I was talking about in the recent video, subconscious mind. That's how powerful it is. And I talk about subconscious mind all the time because I'm a hypnotherapist, amongst all the other things that I do. But with my Pluto 0 degrees retrograde in the 12th house, that's psychic detective energy, and that's what this is homing in on. Yeah, if you've got a bad habit, so if you're the one with the bad habit, actually, if you're the feminine, don't give up to that, because you can. If you want to change, you can. Like I said in the last one, if you're 51% got a desire to change, then you're already halfway there. You just have to really want to drop the bad habit. And that's why I think now it makes sense why they keep making me share that about YouTube. And what it is I've managed to make that go from being an addiction, watching videos that I'm not even finding helpful or useful anymore. And if anything, a lot of the time they were just upsetting me when it wasn't even my story, because I'm that psychic. I know, I was just watching it, right? Some of them are as well, mind you. And it's kind of like, but either way, if something's shaking you up, like, just go and do something else. Go and fucking get on your running machine. That'll be what I'll be doing now. Or, you know, go and run outside. or because I'll do a bit of both. I just wanted that for the days when I'm in, which is a lot. Again, this is what I mean. I've went from being somebody that's doing grid work and seeing the light outside every day to actually that's been tiring because I've been doing that for so many years that now I just really do like to be in the comfort of my own home more than most. And by the way, that's a huge part of birthing there too. I thought some people would be horrified if you knew how many days on end I can spend in my house. Like in this realm, you would call that like being agoraphobic or something, and I can get like that a little bit, but it's not really about that. It's because if even I allow somebody to shake my energy like up too much, which it's not happened for months now, but that did happen one day where I felt like I shouldn't really be out that day, and then something did happen where it did sort of shake my energy, and it took me ages to like adjust myself. And I'm so sure that when things like that happen to me, is I'm picking up on things to do with either masculines connected to the channel, like any use, or it could be my own divine masculine. And that's the thing that I don't always know for definite, but it'd be quite interesting when you get to match up stories. But the fact that it's about to get to 21 minutes, and 21 is what I see for my twin flame, said twin flame at 21 minutes, kind of is a sign that I'm right about that. So basically the point of that is, yes, you can change, so don't be defeatist. So that's divine feminine, but divine masculine's feminine side, divine masculine. And like I said, you might not be there because I'm not resonating with that today. Yet, like this masculine's like, I'm afraid it's too late to take action. So this masculine, I feel, has taken a long time to wake up. But again, if you are that masculine, it's not your fault. It was designed that way. It's divine timing. As trust me, coming from a divine feminine, that it's the song that comes on, that's came on for years for me quite a lot on the Spotify, is Chris Brown, Don't Wake Me Up. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, and it just makes me laugh when it comes on. And it's just, yeah, some of our divine masculines were really reluctant to wake up fully, even if they have always known that you've got a strong connection. And but when they do, it's going to be worth it. So if that's you, it's like it's going to be worth it, and you just don't. You've got to completely let go of when this happens. It doesn't happen when you expect it. It's let go, let go, let go. New chapter, yeah. But look, and this is a card that it is an interesting one because it's got a new chapter, and then it's got I'm trying to move on. But this is about like the divine feminines that have tried to move on. The whole, before you kind of realise that you're never going to be able to move on, you might have tried to move on in whatever way that you've tried, whether it's just, whatever, tried to move on with other people, or you tried to move on and forget, some people could even move country. None of it will work, I always used to say that about me. If it goes wrong in mine, I'm fucking moving to New York, you know what I mean, and not looking back. It's, but that's off the table now, guys. I mean, it's with the way that we're not joking about that, but World War III and all that, and just you never know. But it's basically, this is about a new chapter starting, moving on together, twin flames together. It's all divine timing. I felt like you didn't care, unappreciated. The divine feminine wanted to move on, or you could still want to move on because you feel unappreciated. And the masculine's like, you're a better person than I am. They felt unworthy, so it's taken them a lot of time to feel worthy of this connection. But you detaching feminine, I had to let it go so I could clear my mind, has helped this masculine grow into their highest self. And now look how, that's masculines that have really grown so much that they want commitment. Now it doesn't actually mean literal marriage, although it can for some. It's just, this is somebody wants to spend their life with you. They want a higher level of commitment, so somebody maybe didn't want to put a label on it, wants to put a label on it. I want you to be a part of my future. And it's because you detached feminine, because you look, I don't want to chase anymore. That's such a I'm fucking done. I'm mind blown. I'm actually mind blown. Look at how I started it about the running machine. Is that not fucking hilarious? Because you detached and you'd stop chasing. However you chase, like I said, I've described the way that I chased, and it was energetically through watching, ironically, videos like this. Although obviously some very helpful, some very reassuring over all the years that I've been in this. If you're watching too much of anything, that sounds like Spice Girls, too much of something to make me want you, too much of something. I can't remember the words to that, but it just reminds me. I'll put it below, but I can't remember what it's called. I think it probably is called Too Much or something, but it's basically too much of anything is a bad thing. But yeah, because you just felt the intuitive, but again, some of you it's not that, and if you're being honest, because I help you with this, some of you, you know, you were codependent in the way of you were still in regular contact with them, and that's where I think some people get mixed up with this. Like, they think that means that, like, you've got a stronger connection with your twin flames. It's not that. If anything, if you're spending a lot of time around them physically, but there's a lot of bad habits and toxicity and things not being spoke about and all this kind of shit, you just, the sooner you can actually go into a proper separation and really truly both heal yourself, the better. So yeah, only you'll know how you chase, whether it was literally or energetically. And like I said, I feel for the ones that resonate with how I said it, if you did ever reach out to your twin, it was things like happy birthday or Merry Christmas or things like that, and or for good reason. So forgiveness, I'm struggling to get over the past, forgiveness. So I feel that this is, there's things that really need, there's difficult things that need to be forgiven for, but like I said, twin flames is about unconditional love. So whatever it is, you will be able to move past it if it's your true twin flame. But that, you know, for some people it might be that challenging. You might need to get support. Like, you know, I might be saying this because it's people that find it, and maybe you do need help from a therapist. And hello, I am a twin flame therapist, twin flame counsellor, twin flame shaman. So if you resonate with me, I do see me doing a lot more of my therapy with people one-to-one, but actually couples counselling too, because that was a specific interest of mine, along with grief counselling. So, and also I can look at your synastry and stuff like that too. Again, I think I'm actually going to make up a specific session at some point that is about looking at your synastry, you know, your astrology together. So yeah, but anyway, I can do that in my regular main sessions anyway. But yeah, I feel this is a masculine though, struggling to get over their past self. Unfinished business, but it's unfinished business. We still have things to resolve and discuss, and that's why that heart to heart is coming in here. So one more of these. Regret. I wish this never happened. Yeah. So the same cards keep coming out, but there's something that's happened here that caused a lot of hurt and upset and pain and confusion and overwhelm for both people that this is going to resonate with. The stress from this is draining me, but like I said, it can just be being, oh my god, that's really powerful, isn't it? That's like, you know, not all twin flames are a male and female. You could be same sex, and you know, that could be a feminine, that could be a masculine, that could be a masculine, that could be a masculine, that could be a feminine. You know, I know they're male, female, but you know what I mean, on the journey. Stress from this is draining me. I wish this never happened. Like, that's quite a strong, straightforward message. And whatever this is, it could be common knowledge, gossip. I'm afraid of what other people will think, or it's like this person is afraid of what other people will think when you get together, and that's what they've been moving through. But once this person goes for it, they're not going to give a fuck. Like I said the other day, that's been trapped in the matrix. When you're afraid of what other people are going to say, you're trapped by other people. Like, I just laugh at that, because it's like, I do remember when I was a bit like that myself, but I'm a bit of a, I was like that. I'm not going to say that I've never been like that, because that's not true. There was a time in my life when I was just so all about my pals, and it's like, I didn't want to be different, and I did and I didn't. Like, all my friends knew I was really psychic at the time, right? But there were pivot. I can think of some nights out where, like, there was literally some nights out where actually my gift took over the night. Like, you know, there was one night I actually literally saved someone's life, and then when I went to another medium shortly after that, after everybody at the time being in agreement that I'd saved the person themselves, and other people being like, wow, you saved that person's life that night, the medium confirmed it too, that, you know, you saved that person's life that night, right? And this happens with time. I've saved people's lives, like, you know what I mean? Like, just call me that. Why do you think I love Wonder Woman? But it's true. Like, because look, I've got Wonder Woman stuff all over the place here. But it's like, I do get used like that. But think about how intense that is. When I've just wanted to enjoy my own birthday night out, or other people's birthday nights out, it's been quite, you know, I can think of some really intense nights where it took over. And it's just because of what I'm here to do. And so I really do feel as well, you know, it's like, yeah, that's something that maybe other people need to take on board when they're sending me evil eye and jealousy for the gift that I have got. It's like, it's not easy, you know. It's meant that my spiritual growth means I have to ascend, like, and leave a lot of people behind. And this masculine has to do that too. Whoever matches whatever masculine goes with the feminine, they'll get to the point where, and shit, what was it that was coming to me? There's something about, now I wrote blind faith in the post, but when I was Googling, like, right, what does that mean again? Because I really wanted to read it properly. It was like, because I knew what it meant, but I had to read it. Blind loyalty came up, right? And then I was listening to somebody's reading that I was guided to, and they used that term. So there's a masculine that's been given blind loyalty to people that are gossiping about them. Guilty. I feel pain from the damage I've caused. And I think this masculine's either already found out or they're going to find out that, I don't like that term, but they just said the joke's on them. It's kind of like, you know, these people have been like Chinese whispering, getting you to go against your feminine. Yeah, that'll speak. Guilty, gossip, regret. Again, somebody was a part of the gossip. Absinthe. I feel like a part of me is missing without you. Responsibilities. I have to take care of my financial, emotional needs. It's that card again where the kids staring us in the face. So there could be stuff about children, or healing the inner child if it's not that. I miss her inside jokes. Dishonesty. By lying, I ripped us apart. So this is what I mean, like, this is going to have, there'll be different things with different people. It could be more recent or it could be years ago, and it's just somewhere along the lines of when the masculine's like, oh yeah, you know, I had something to do with them in the past, but I don't feel it as strong as them, or blah blah blah. But guess what, when the masculine wakes up, they're like, holy shit, I've got some major making up to do. Yeah. And that's when it's one of these cards, the one that says I'm begging you, which I never have. Just, you know, just no, why would you? Never beg anyone for anything. But I think the more that the journeys went on, I can actually kind of see why some of these are worded like that. But if you're anything like myself, you know, you wouldn't want somebody to beg, but definitely make an effort to apologise. Right, so please don't leave me. I'm so sorry I can't live without you. See what I mean? Like, that's not the vegan one, but it's a bit extreme. Like, but actually, do you know what? Scorpio full moon, like, some people could be in a very painful place like that. So, and, you know, none of us want any of our masculines, whether it's your actual masculine or thinking about our divine masculines out there, brothers and sisters, you know, definitely, you know, reach out and get the support you need. Or like I said, this feels very much like when I've said some masculines are going to be in such a dark place. They know that the only person that is actually going to be there for them, I think it's got something to do with finding out the people that they've had blind loyalty to have not been a good egg, as people would say. I can't bottle up my emotions any longer. That's really interesting because I'm sure I just saw a synchronicity. I didn't watch it, but I'm sure it was somebody picked up a similar vibe of somebody's about to blow. You know what I mean? I mean like their emotions are all going to reach the surface. And that's what full moons are about. I made the wrong decision. I can't stop kicking myself. But remember, this is either somebody that, like, yeah, took sides with it. Could be a romantic karmic partner, and there could have been, like, you know, I mean, that's particularly nasty, but let's face it, Scorpio is pain. It could be that it's like somebody could have, when they were blind loyalty to a romantic karmic partner, even if it's just situationships, could have, like, sat back and laughed at the divine feminine. That is nasty as fuck. 33 minutes. But that's Jesus forgiveness energy as they guide me to the... I hope not, guys, but it is coming through. If you have faith as a grain of mustard... Oh, it's that one. A grain of mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder, and it shall remove. Matthew. And that's what I said, you know, if you've got faith, you've got everything. Hope, faith and love, belief, all that sounds like the Corinthians. But you know what I mean? Like, it could be something like that. Or it's just this masculine has listened to gossips in general. You know, toxicity, friends, family, whatever it is, or their own ego. That time has shown them they trusted the wrong person. They picked the wrong person. The grass wasn't greener. All these kind of things. I want to make love to you over and over again. Well, that I said, and look at that. That must mean something, because I always used to not be able to say that with a funny voice. This person's serious. So if this person was all about the... Where's that card? If this person was all about the wand before, like, you know, just... What I'm trying to think of something to say. Where is that card? But anyway, you know, the 90 wands, if they were kind of rushing in very passionate and then rushing out, like love him and leave him kind of energy. This masculine is more about the sacred union, because again, I see I went in the funny voice. The 8th house, well, the 6th house is everyday life, but somebody's Taurus energy, the conjunctions in somebody's 6th house for me have slipped up there saying that, because nothing's ever a mistake. So your everyday life's getting shaken up, because the 6th house is Virgo, Taurus, they're both earth signs. So if you've got 6th house and Taurus, yeah, that's your everyday life is getting shaken up. But you might want to check where that is for you. But so there's big changes basically, to your everyday life and your routine and blah blah blah. Yeah, the 8th house, Scorpio full moon, that is about sacred union. It's about sex, but it's about every type of sex. So, some people could have been in an 8th house Scorpio full moon and it was like rolling about in the karmic crap, basically. And yeah, but now it's like waking up to true love and divine union, and then that can be scary in itself, because it's like, well, it's all these films where you see like a player going to mush. Well, it kind of reminds me of Maid of Honor, with Patrick Dempsey, I think his name is. Like, he's just, the film starts off and he's like, waking up with these different women every morning, but he's going for coffee and cakes with his best friend. So you might not have had that kind of dynamic, where you see that, but that's what is in that film. But it's like, that you can see that he's in love with his best friend, and then it takes her going away for a trip for like 6-8 weeks or something for him to realise, oh my god, I've been taking her for granted, I'm in love. But by then she's engaged to someone else. Anyway, that's a brilliant film. It's one of my favourites, so that might be significant to someone. But the point is, it's a really good example, one of many, because there's loads of films like that, where the person's taking someone for granted, and actually it takes somebody else to come in and get involved to make them realise. So don't let it get to that. Don't let it get to that point, masculines. I can't imagine my life without you, and that is the point that I think God is driving some masculines to. Like, look, do you want that to happen? Because some people, it's like, you're going to push somebody in the arms of someone else, and you might not be able to get them back. You don't want to take that chance. I fantasize about you every day, and I love your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. I love all of you. I still love you, and I want to start all over again. That's my card that reminds me of the end of Free My Little Lady, when Peter, now that's really weird, because, oh my god, that's so, they told me to say that, but like, I was thinking, because I don't know anyone with that name, right, this is so random, right, but I mean, this could literally be anyone. The guy that just helped my dad deliver the machine was called Peter, and I felt like they wanted me to say, because I don't usually say people's name. My dad's name's Colin, by the way, in case somebody's, that's going to be relevant, but it's kind of like, they told me to mention, so somebody's either you're the divine feminine that's Peter, or your divine masculine is Peter. So yeah, it's not going to be everyone, it's going to be someone at some point, because they've just made me say Peter, who's actually Tom Selleck, and but basically it's at the end of Free My Little Lady, so side note, but that's quite amazing. That's how my mediumship works, how they get me to drop in names. Yeah, that he's in denial, like he's completely and utterly in love with Sylvia the whole film, and all of them know it, and she knows it too. But it's like she knows it, but she's getting frustrated, so she basically gets engaged to somebody else, and she's actually trying to get a reaction out of him, which is crazy, but people do these things. I've probably taken a bit too far though. Yeah, and then anyway, he rushes to go and get her, and he's like, I want you, I want us. And she's like, if you're just doing this so that you can see Mary, who's a little girl, then, like, don't worry, I'm moving back and you don't need to do that. And he's like, no, I want you, even if there was no Mary, I want you. So there's some kind of intensity like that. And I just picked up the intense Pluto cards. And then I think I'm just going to bring this to a close, because I do want to film a Libra moon one with the shamanic cards. I don't yet actually know where they are, but I'm going to search for them, because it's a strong energy that they just want me. Well, there's one of them. There's one of them. Is it what? Yeah, one of them. Fire. There we go. Look, passionate energy. Even if that's only shamanic card and I don't get to do that, this is a very, very passionate energy coming in here. And we've got camel. So what's that? Oh my god, camel and shadow person. Right, shit. Remember what I said, right? So tiger's divine feminine energy. Skunk. Something stinks here. Something smells like, and I think it's like the shadow person. So this is like, wait a minute, I'm not reading them all right, but I'm going to read, where's the book? Oh, fuck. I'm going to pause this and get the book. But before I get the book, there's definitely something here about what I said about a divine masculine has had blind loyalty, meaning they've been very loyal to someone or people. Here it is, and I've found the book, so I think that means it's like they're going to be found out. They've been very loyal to somebody that they're going to find out they shouldn't have been because they've been against them. It kind of reminds me of, again, it's another one I didn't watch, but I just saw one of those, because again, I am going to go back to, I had a, more than a 24-hour break from watching stuff, and then I did watch, but the ones I watched were very high vibrational, actually. So basically what's made me is, it's went from being an addiction over the past few months, definitely the past few weeks, to being, because I went cold turkey. So I'm talking about YouTube, but this could be talking about addictions or other people. It's to now being more intentional. So when I am watching another YouTube video, I'm being more intentional about it. I'm not just watching it for the sake of it. Unless I was guided to watch something that I know isn't for me, but it's like a collective theme I need to watch for others. But this is definitely, so this is definitely what this is. It's the people getting found out at the Scorpio full moon, the shady people. So let's see. This entire deck is devoted to the journey of becoming acquainted with the unrecognised self, the part of us that feels ever elusive, slipping in and out of the shadows, difficult to pin down and ever have a real conversation with. And we've already saw that there is a conversation coming. However, if the shadow person happens to pop up in your pool, you have the fleeting luck of doing just that. Your unrecognised self has arrived to have an honest conversation with you, and that's what the full moon Scorpio is about, brutal truth. Whatever inner work you've been doing has thrust a level of self-awareness upon you, and your shadow's ready for integration. And this is what I help people do in sessions. If you're ready for it, it's very intense. It can be difficult to know the next steps when we reach this point in our journey. Sometimes just knowing these qualities can exist. Qualities exist can feel like enough, and maybe it is. Take this opportunity to ask this side of yourself what it wants, what it needs, where it would like to live now. How can you rectify resistance and make peace with its demands? Because basically, unhealed shadow parts, it can be like it's most of the time a wounded part of your inner child. It didn't get love and it's acting out. That's why I'm an inner child healer more than anything. So it might sound like, oh, big kind of shadow work's really scary. It's just people's wounded inner child. So your wounded inner child is very safe with me, right? Remember that this is a real part of your essence. Show yourself some compassion, understanding instead of shame or guilt. We all have pieces of ourselves that are struggling to fit. And I mean, that includes, like what I say, as much as these shadow people, because that didn't really come out in the card, but that's what I'm feeling this about, as much as the unhealed shadow parts of people around divine feminines and divine masculines can do some pretty nasty shit, and also drive, twin flames to do some nasty shit towards each other or act a certain way in the unawakened state. Because again, there's a lot of people that talk absolute shit. Like, I've seen something else like that today. I think it was written down somewhere where it was like, true twin flames are not, it was something, I can't remember how it was worded, but it was like, are not horrible to each other. And it's like, I think quite naively, I used to say that at one point before I was more awakened and evolved on this journey. And I'm just going to be honest, if we can't be brutally honest at the Scorpio full moon, that actually isn't true. Like, your twin flame can be nasty as fuck to you. They really can. But, and guess what you do? That's when you set boundaries. Like, if you wouldn't allow anyone else to treat you disrespectfully, don't allow your twin flame to, just because you've got unconditional love with them. But that's the point. That can be challenging. So that's some really tough love there, but that's the truth. But I just feel what most people mean when they say that, and what I've meant when said that in the past, is like, we're talking about if somebody's like being like really, really abusive all the time, and you're taking it like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or obviously physically. But any of the things are bad of these. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of common sense, but some people don't have common sense, so you have to kind of spell it out. It's your twin flame can really test you, but like I said, not everyone gets it like that. But it's kind of a lot to do with what I said about, when people are coming from their wounded inner child to get attention, they can do things that are really not very nice. And it says, read up on Jung's 12 archetypes. They exist both in light and shadow, but all 12 live within us. Which one resonates with you most profoundly right now? Have a conversation with that side of yourself. Yeah, but these are all things that when you talk to your twin flame, you can work out, like, where was that coming from? Because that's how a lot of divine feminines look at it, that it's like, I was never going to hurt you, so why were you determined to hurt me? Or who is it that said stuff to make you think that I was going to hurt you? Do you know what I mean? It's more And sometimes it's not even anyone that said it. The same that fucking said it to themselves, because they're chasing from their own, you know, they're running, they're running. If you're divine masculine, you're running from your own light when you're running from your feminine. Hilarious that I started just by talking about a running machine. So, camel is travel, a long journey, stamina. It's been a long, painful journey, who's ever is resonating with this. And again, that's going to be a lot of us. Regarded for its ability to travel long distances across the desert, the camel may literally herald the opportunity for travel. So again, I feel this could be a lot of masculines travelling towards a feminine for a talk. Should that be the case, this card is an invitation to embark upon that journey, to welcome whatever it may bring. However, camel energy is really about the archetype of the hero's journey. Yeah, and this is what it's about. Like, you're both heroes. Like, in this journey, like, you're being your own hero, because your twin flame is you. And it's like, when you can actually overcome all the darkness of yourself and the interference, you become the heroine, the hero in your story. The hero's journey is the outline for nearly every story you've ever read. It encompasses the trials and tribulations the protagonists must endure for their true potential to crystalline energy, and ultimately for there to be a triumph over evil in some way. And that's what we're talking about. Look, that's why this is the card I'm reading, is beside this one. There's going to be some kind of triumph over evil when people see through the blind loyalty they've had to people that did not have that back. I've already went through that, guys. I'm not going to lie. Don't need to go into the details of it, but I had absolute blind loyalty to the point of stupidity for many people in my life. I don't regret it. I learned from it, and I just don't have people like that around me now, you know, and you just set boundaries. If you've pulled the camel card in a reading, you're likely embarking on a metaphorical journey yourself, facing your own trials and tribulations that will test your resiliency, both twins. Remember, it's often when the hero faces defeat, exhaustion, and disillusionment that their true gifts are discovered. That could be particularly speaking to you if the Scorpio full moon is in your 12th house of all of that, you know, confusion, illusion, your deepest fears, your deepest fears, your deepest desires. So, you know, definitely take some time to yourself if it happens to be there for you, or the 8th house or the 4th house, you know, any of the water houses, batten down the hatches especially, but everyone really. You may have to dig deep to find the parts of yourself that you didn't know were there. And again, call back the Soul Fragments, book a session for soul retrieval with me, watch one of the shamanic journeys on the channel, but make sure you do that deep inner work. Think of your all-time favourite hero's journey. It's likely resides way back in childhood, and rewatch to read this story now. Find inspiration in your favourite character. Many believe we identify the most with them. It almost kind of reminds me of the Never-Ending Story. It's quite funny because I actually did mean to, there was just so many downloads and insights I got when I watched that quite some time. It was quite a few months ago, and I'm going to do it when they guide me to do it. I'm going to do probably quite a long big video that I will put on the membership, because I'm going to be starting to upload things on the membership regularly, even if it's just one a week, because I've got a plan where I'm actually going to write, even if it's just one a week or one every 2 weeks, however often I do it. From the end of the week, because like I said, I'll be resting the next couple of days. So I need to rest my voice before I do the next one. What do we need to know about this? So let's put this out of the way now. After trials and tribulations and sifting out the people, waking up to the people you've had blind loyalty to. Again, actually, it's quite funny because that's talking about divine feminines to karmic people, divine masculines to karmic people. It's probably more divine masculines to karmic people in this kind of, when you're watching it. But like I said, I've been through this bit too, so you might know I went through the bit that I've already went through as divine feminine. But that can also be like blind loyalty and a bit of naivety, like feeling like your twin wouldn't stab you in the back. And like I said, they do. I'm not gonna lie, guys, they do. Your twin can stab you in the back. They absolutely fucking can. But then when they wake up, like, they'll feel like shit, and they will take a long fucking time to say sorry and make up to you, but they will do it because they love you. And it comes from a place of who fucking knows what they've been told to, or who fucking knows what evil their own ego has said to them. Surprise, yeah. And I do feel there is this. You may be about to be surprised, like, you know, maybe you're telling yourself the worst possible outcomes, and there might be a really nice surprise coming, because this person's awakening, this divine masculine is, that be kind to them, because their spiritual, if you're the masculine, your spiritual journey is just beginning and you want peace. And I do feel there is this masculine's coming in you know, it could be some kind of gift. Like, it could be like, again, like I always say, it's like, it reminds me of a film, and it's quite a dirty joke, so I'm not going to say it, but it's, yeah, they're coming in with the gift of themselves, right? It's funnier than that, but I can't say it. Although it's the Scorpio full moon, I just can't say it, right? I know at least one person will know what line in the film it is, but I just can't say it. That's just too far for me. But yeah, or it could be physical gifts of some kind, you know what I mean? Yeah, but just keep loving on you, Divine Feminine. Look, I always say this, I've said this for years, but there's not a lot of these cards where it's one person, and that's one of them. Wake up and smell the roses, Divine Feminine. If they're not there yet, right, that's where you need to wake up and love yourself properly. You attract love by enjoying this moment fully, not by sitting about crying like, oh, where are they? Or, oh, they're with somebody they're not meant to be with, and it's my twin flame. Yeah, I get it, right? I've been there a long time myself too. It doesn't get you anywhere. Well, allow yourself to be there, but then pick yourself back up, chin up, and do something nice for yourself. Go out with your friends, let your friends help you. Just make sure your friends are actually your friends. Ask for and accept support from others, like big time. If people are putting you off your twin flame, question it. Unless, that's really complicated actually, because unless it's like you can feel genuinely it is from a good place. But I've always known, because if it's like anyone I've ever had a slight, even 2% inkling of something, just not trusting, basically not trusting them. There's loads of people you're just kind of like, I would not trust them. Yeah, I just wouldn't trust them. Anyway, I've said things like this before, but you know that we all know, either women or men, that you just wouldn't trust. You just wouldn't trust them when it comes to, you know, would they stab you in the back like that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I can also think of people where it's like, I feel it can be quite difficult to be like, look, I respect that you can see the potential in the highest version of this person, but right now it doesn't seem like they're in it. You know, that kind of, and that's hard, but this is what I feel. So if you've got a friend like that that's like looking out for you, but they will support which way you want to go, which is obviously going to be towards your twin flame when they show up and they're making the effort, then that's a good friend. If it's friends that are like, that guy's a dick, or that girl's a bitch, or whatever, you know, like, just that's not good, because like I said before, your twin flame is your own energy. So like, that's somebody actually throwing shade on you. So it might be asking a bit much for you to have friends that are going to get it, but you could be lucky. But it's true love, and that's why does all this bullshit come your way? Because it's true love. And the reason Divine Masculines realise it's true love in the end is through the unrequited love. And that's not just romantic, that's like realising who they've had blind loyalty, blind everything. You know, they see that, but especially the romantic ones, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. The masculines realise that when the lust wears off with a lot of things, that it's boring as fuck. They've not got this true love connection. It's not unconditional. It's definitely not spiritual with people. Unless it was, you know, I can think of some people where you have been with a soulmate and it was spiritual, but again, it was lacking in chemistry and passion. There's just always something missing, but I feel this is actually about a lack of unconditional love, as in love, like love from friends and family. For some people, true love, right, we're ending it there, look. Unrequited love's peeking out again, so it did feel unrequited in the past, but you've got to trust that this is true love, because we've got two of the true love cards. Wow. So true love comes when you least expect it. That's the thumbnail. And then I'm getting texts on my phone there too, so I feel there's unexpected messages coming in. This person's waking up and they know it's true love. See you later.